All right, Brad Norton, thanks so much for jumping on, man. Super cool to be able to talk with you. We talked a little bit on the phone too, but yeah, thanks so much for jumping on, man. I wanted to, so I started this podcast to, talk to people all across the hockey world.
Yeah.
Uh, hockey business, stuff like that. And for you, in my opinion, and you'd probably agree, probably the toughest job in hockey.
It,
So I
I
don't think there
mean,
could be any tougher hockey job than what you did for many years.
you know what it is. It is, and it wasn't. It was different when I played. Like I interviewed Tim Hunter on my new podcast yesterday, and I was like, they fought because they were mad. They fought because there was reasons to fight. You know what I mean? When I was playing,
Sure.
it was almost like not. I'm not going to say staged. I mean, because staged, like, listen, we're throwing punches with no gloves on. We're trying to kill each other. You know what I mean? But I never fought. It was tough because I never fought for myself. Like I didn't give a shit. Like if someone wants to hit me and high stick me, whatever, I'll just fucking run you. But when you're fighting, you're not getting the ice time. You're not getting the shifts that these other kids are. Like I played with our line. Our third line was Sean Avery, Ian LePerriere, and oh my god, I think
Oh yeah.
shit, I forgot his name.
Was Miko Eloranta on that
Yeah,
line?
he was on that team too. Yeah, he might have been on that line.
Yeah.
And those guys fuck because they were pissed off. You know what I mean? They get a lot of ice time and they were pissed off at fucking, someone doing something. But like there were some games I would play, Andy Murray would play me. I mean, this is just at least in LA because you're from LA. Some games
Yeah.
he would pay me 3 shifts. So like I'm coming off the bench to go fight Donald Brashear or Kelly Buckberger or someone, and I've been sitting on the bench for 15 fucking minutes. Oh, sorry, am I allowed to swear on this website?
Yeah, no,
This
no, yeah, of course.
podcast, I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
hard. It was hard. It was easier right when I was with the Kings my first year, like Matthew Schneider, who's my son's godfather, like we were partners. So I was playing 20 minutes a game. I was killing penalties. And then, I mean, the only reason I was doing that because Aaron Miller was out with a back injury. So he was out for a while.
Wow.
But I was playing. So it was easy. It was easy to fight Nazarov and Aaron Downey and these kids because I was into the game. So it is a tough, it's a tough role. And listen, I never claimed to be the toughest kid. I would fight anybody. Andy wasn't. Andy loved his tough guys, but he didn't like him fighting. It was weird. It was weird. He just wanted him
Hmm.
kind of. He just wanted the other bench to know, hey, listen, we got Kip Brennan, we got Brad Norton, we got Ryan Flynn, we got Ian LePerriere, we got
That's exactly where I was gonna go with this too.
yeah, you know what I mean. So it
I'm
was
glad you brought up those guys.
right. Yeah, I mean, and all of them. Like Sean Avery would fight anybody. Yeah, I know everybody thinks he's
Right.
a jackass, and he's the nicest fucking kid. A lot of his is self promotion and show. He's the nicest, and he'll do anything for any teammate. Ian LePerriere will fight. Fuck, he'd fight Tyson if he had to. Like
Yeah.
he
And he
was.
did. He had a
Oh,
lot. He had a
yeah,
lot of pims.
yeah, ultimate teammate though. You know what I mean? Like he was the ultimate teammate. He'd go after Crosby. He would go after anybody that did anything. He was game for that. So yeah, it was a tough job. But listen, it is what it is. Like it's your job. You got to know what you got to do. And um, sorry to keep saying but it was I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it once you're into the scrap, once you're into the fight, it's fucking game on. You know what I mean? Like you then the
Right.
snap, the little snap in your head that says, okay, I'm gonna try to kill this fucking kid. Um,
Right.
but it was fun. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
I thought I was a better player than I was coming into like Edmonton's camp when I got drafted by Edmonton. I thought I was a better player. I was a college kid. I thought I was better. And once I went to Florida, I said, you know what? I'm going to try to fight everybody. You know what I mean? Like I keep getting sent down. I keep getting the last guy sent down in Edmonton 3 years in a row. And I was like, I'm done with this shit. And then I went to Florida and we had Paul Louse, we had Rocky Thompson, we had
Right. Oh yeah.
Peter Worrell, we had, so it was like you almost had to beg for a fight because it was like everybody else wanted to fight too. So,
Right. Yeah, that's honestly what I was going to ask you. Specifically, being an LA guy, I was very aware of like the roster when you came in,
yeah,
and like you said, Andy Murray liked having the tough guys.
yeah,
You were in a group with you know Kip Brennan,
yeah,
Ryan Flynn,
yeah,
monsters, and it
yes.
was all of you guys. I mean, so from your perspective, how does that kind of change your role? Does that like make your job easier or harder because there's more competition, I guess?
Well, it was, I mean, I had to stay in the lineup. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
had some, Jesse Bullery suckered me one game. We were up, I think we were up against Carolina like 5-0 or something. So I'm not going to fight. Like, it's no reason. It was the third period. And he came by and fucking suckered me. And I was throwing up in the, so I kind of went at him a little bit. And I was in the penalty box. And I'm throwing up in the penalty box. Like, for sure, a concussion. You know what I mean? Like, I was throwing up, my eyes were crossed. And then, the trainers are, after the game, like, hey, we have a game tomorrow night. You're playing. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking playing. So there was this competition where we were all best friends too. Ryan Flynn and Kip Brennan and Avery. We all fucking hung out. We did the Hollywood
What a crew.
fucking party and thing. Like, so it wasn't like a competition where we didn't like each other. It was just like, listen, if I'm
Sure.
not back in the lineup, I'm going to lose my job. Like Kip Brennan was tough as nails. Ryan Flynn, he's a fireman paramedic out here in Arizona. So I see him all
Yep.
the time with
Right.
Rank, and he coached here. I mean, those guys are tough as nails, like real,
Right.
real tough. And they did it through junior. Like I went to college, so I didn't fight in college. And I mean, these kids have been fighting since they were fucking 14. So I'm like, I got to be back in the lineup. If I'm hurt, I'm gonna lose my fucking job. You know what I mean? Like, so it was competition there, but it was also like, when Kip fought or Flinner fought, I was fired up. I couldn't wait. You know what I mean? Because they were so tough, and I wanted them to win so bad. So it wasn't like I wanted a kid to get beat up or so he gets sent down. It wasn't like that. It was just like we were like we're all teammates in the whole team, but all the tough guys that I played with, we were kind of a different crew. We all hung out together. So it was, yeah, Andy Murray was tough, man. I loved him. He gave me a chance. I re-signed with LA after a year. Like he kind of got me in the league, really. You know what I mean? I had played in Florida with Keenan for like, I think 40, 50 games or something like that. But Andy had a lot of belief in me, like, because I played D and then Aaron Miller came back and then I started playing forward. But it was hard, because you had other coaches that sent the kids out just to fight, and he would never do that. He would never do that. He'd send us out
So
against,
you went you
Paul.
went from Mike Keenan.
Yeah,
Sorry, you went from Mike Keenan to Andy Murray.
yeah, yeah, yeah. From
Oh
Florida to
man,
LA.
did
Yeah,
you do something in a past life?
I know, right? I know. And two amazing people, man. I mean, Mike Keenan, and I'm sure I'm going to get in trouble for this. Like he was a good coach. He was a motivator. Like that's his biggest thing. Like he was a motivator. He would surround himself with amazing coaches. So he'd come in and flip out, and he had kids standing inside their locker room stalls yelling at him. They were 35 years old. Like he was out of his fucking mind. And Andy Murray was. I think Andy Murray was. He was a control freak, where he had to control everything: power play, penalty kill. He would have coaches, good coaches
Wow.
around him. Mark Hardy
Mhm.
was probably my favorite coach. He was the D coach when I was there. He was fucking
Wow.
awesome, dude. He loved me. We were neighbors. He was amazing, but but Andy was a control freak. Like his family lived in Minnesota, and he lived in the hotel right next to the practice rink. Like he was 100%, 100,000% into just coaching and being successful. And listen, we started out that my first year in LA, I think we started out like 18-2 or something. Like we had I don't know if you remember that team, like with Palffy and Deadmarsh and Smolinski and
LAPD
Schneider
line.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
and then yeah, Felix Potvin was back at his game. He blew his knee out. Palffy blew his knee out. Jason Allison blew his knee out. Deadmarsh had that's when the concussion shit started to kick in for him. So it was a hard year,
Right.
man. I mean, because we were calling kids up every day, and it was. But
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah,
team.
that was like the signature of that team, and a
No,
lot of people seem to be blaming it on Andy Murray, which may or
no,
may not be legitimate, but
no.
the man games lost to injury was almost like a meme at that time. It was
Yes,
just like it
yes.
was such a freakish number during those years.
I know, and that's back in the day where the trainers got bonuses for. Probably shouldn't say this, but the athletic trainers got bonuses for games missed and games like if they could limit your games missed, they get a certain bonus, and I'm sure I'll get shit for that, but it was true.
Right.
It was true. It was so hard for them. And Pete Demers was our head athletic trainer. He was there forever, and I'd never seen a guy
Right.
more stressed out in my entire life. You know what I mean? Because there was someone hurt every
Wow.
freaking game or every week. It was,
Yeah, it was
and we had a
insane.
squad, man. I'm telling you. I mean, I knew it was going to come to a point where I wouldn't start. I would probably stop playing. I'd be a healthy scratch just because. I mean, we had so many freaking guys, dude. And I lucked out because Aaron Miller was
Yeah.
hurt, and I was playing with Schneider, and uh, but what a team! What a fun time when it was going well. What a fun time! I mean, it was a fun time in LA. Like we were the Kings going out, not the Kings, LA Kings, but like we were the Kings going to the bars, and you know what I mean, like Harry O's
Right.
and Hollywood. Like everything was going well, and yeah, injuries, but it happens. I mean, people think like, oh, it's the best team that's going to win every year. No, it's really the luckiest team. You know what I mean? It's the luckiest team. You come in healthy wise. Um, and Florida's had some good luck in the last couple of years. Tampa Bay,
For sure.
like they had injuries early, but then they had kids back that came back at the right time. Um, yeah, it is what it is, but it was fun. I love playing in LA. That was my favorite. LA and Detroit. I wasn't in Detroit long enough. I was there for 3 or 4 months. I played, I think, 6 or 8 games, and then I dislocated my shoulder. But I told Danny Cleary and Chris Chelios and um, Lidstrom and those guys, I'm going to try to fight every single fucking game. Every single game. I just want to. That's what I want to do. I want to keep the flies off. I want to make sure Zetterberg and Daxut and these guys don't get touched.
Yeah.
And I fought the first, I think, 8 games or 6 games. Then I get hurt, and then Mike Babcock's a fucking douchebag. Um, yeah, I still think he had a grudge against me because when he was in Anaheim before that, I beat up all those fucking players. And I don't know.
Oh
I
wow.
think he had a grudge against me, man. He just never,
Yeah, I actually
never.
just watched a clip the other day of one of your scraps against the Ducks that
Yeah,
went really well for you. So
yeah,
I think, yeah, no, honestly, everything you're saying is stuff I've heard. Everything you're saying is stuff I've heard before from other guys. Even
yeah,
your praise of Mike Keenan,
yeah.
uh, I've heard very good things about him as a coach. He
Great,
inspired some guys to get into coaching,
dude. He
who
was
are great coaches now. So everything
again.
you're saying has been
Yeah,
seconded by other people.
like again. I'm not saying he didn't know anything about hockey. Like, listen, he won a cup with the Rangers after I don't know how many years of not winning. Like, he was a good coach, but again, he surrounded himself with the best coaches. I forgot their names. I got punched in the head too many times. I forgot the names, but they were unbelievable, like power play coaches or penalty kill coaches, and Mike would just come in and motivate. He would motivate, and he'd make you want to just compete, just compete. We didn't have the best team, and we had Pavel Bure, we had Oli Jokinen. We had some good fucking players. It's just, we had Roberto Luongo and net. We just, we were missing that. We were missing that like second, third line. We had the best first line. Our fourth line was great because it was a bunch of knuckleheads. My brother was there. My brother Jeff was there. He got hurt. He came back later in the year. But it was just like we were missing that one line. And it's amazing how, like, it's so competitive, dude. And it's so, like, people think, like, oh, teams load up, and they want to, But we spent money. I mean, they spent money. We were just missing that third line. That one third line,
Right.
Like we had Joey Titarenko, we had all these guys that were just gamers, but we were missing that third line that every other team had. You know what I mean? Not every other team, but every other successful team had. That's why I keep talking about the LA team. We had four lines and we had kids sitting out that could play second line on, frickin' any team. Like it was so much fucking
Right.
fun, dude. So much fucking fun.
It seemed like it. It
Yeah.
seemed like it. I mean, your squad, like you said, we were talking about the goons, Flynn and Brennan and stuff.
Yeah.
But on the other end of the spectrum, we had who we also talked about, the LAPD line,
Yeah.
Allison, Palffy, Deadmarsh. I mean,
Yes.
any Kings fan, eyes will light up when you mention the LAPD line,
Right.
me included. I mean, those guys
Deadmarsh,
were
listen,
all incredible.
yeah,
I mean,
listen,
how underappreciated were those guys?
right, unbelievable. I mean, listen, I played parts of 10 years. I played in the minors. I played in the NHL. Parts of 10 years. Adam Deadmarsh was such a special player, man. Like, he was such a special player where he could do everything. He could set you up. He could score goals. He would fight. He would hit. He would block shots with his face. He was great off the ice. He was the ultimate teammate. I'm telling you. I mean, God. I mean, what a shame,
Wow.
man. That
Right.
because he came back. He had that fight with what the fuck's his name?
Jovanovski.
Jovanovski. So he had symptoms, and he came back, and then we were in practice, and not Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson I played with Florida. Who's the Johnson? Who's the other Johnson that I was in LA? Real fucking fast.
Craig Johnson.
What is it?
Craig Johnson.
Craig Johnson. Yeah, Craig Johnson.
Craig Johnson.
I can't believe I
He's
can't
an
think of his
awesome
name.
guy. Yeah.
Good buddy of mine too. I forgot his first name, but
Great coach.
yeah, fucking A, dude. Like he could fucking skate. But we had a drill where it was kind of a flow drill, and Deadmarsh fell, and he came by and hit Deadmarsh with his knee, like right across his head. And then he was done. Dead was dead. And listen, he worked. I worked out with him all summer that summer, and he would have problems, and he came back and then didn't come back, but what a shame, man. I mean, he was old school, tough teammate, competitor. Like I'm telling you, like he was. If he kept going, he would have been a Hall of Famer. I swear to God, I think so. I think he would have been a Hall
Yeah,
of Famer.
I don't think that's a crazy statement.
No, I don't.
They don't make them like that anymore either.
No, they don't. They really don't. I mean, he was. Sorry, I got something on the screen. He was unbelievable, and he was such a good guy. I talk to him every once in a while now, but shoot text to him. But yeah, he really struggled with that, man. Like he wanted to come back so bad, and he just couldn't. I mean, you can't replace a brain. You can't get a new brain. You can get a new hip, you can get a new shoulder, you can get a new knee, but yeah, he was mushy for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see the Kings like
super
they
tough.
keep. Yeah, it's nice to see the Kings when they won a couple cups, and like Anze Kopitar, I always say to him whenever I text him once in a while, I'm like, oh my God, I felt so bad for you. I was your first line mate in training camp. I'm like, you wonder why you didn't make
Wow,
the team.
no way.
You wonder why you didn't make the team your first fucking year. You're playing with me, but another great human, man. Like what an amazing. He's obviously going to be a Hall of Famer, but I mean, what an amazing person, man.
Right.
Just a kid
Yeah.
want to play.
Yeah. He'll have a statue outside of crypto.
Right. Yes. Exactly. I mean, Dustin Brown, same thing. Like. unbelievable. I mean, Sean Avery used to torture him. That's kind of why they traded Avery, because he was so mean. He was so mean to this Dustin Brown kid. It was unbelievable. Like
Yeah, I remember
grab him
hearing
and
about
walk.
that.
Yeah, he was fucking brutal to him. I don't know why. I don't. And Matthias Nordstrom, we'd fucking talk to Aves and be like, dude,
Oh
lay
yeah.
off this fucking kid, dude. Like he's fucking 18 years
Wow.
old. Like let the fucking kid fucking play. He had like a little
Wow.
speech impediment, and fucking Aves would give him shit, and like it was fucking brutal. But I was so happy, like when they used to come into town when the Coyotes are here, and I'd go out to dinner and see all these kids, and so glad. I was so happy to see how successful both those guys were. It was incredible. I mean, they both had amazing careers, two cups. I'm sad to
Hmm.
see Kopi retiring this year. I think if that fucking kid could play for another 10 years if he
Right.
wanted, probably. You know what I mean? Like he's
Right.
that type of player. But I think he's had enough. I think he wants to go home and raise his family back home. And but it's good to see them relevant again. You know what I mean? Like because there was some years they were fucking horse shit. They get another good team this year.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Um, so you mentioned Sean Avery a bit. I was
Yeah.
going to ask you about something. So he mentioned you in his book. He
Yeah.
said that the style of game you played allowed him to play his, pest and
Yeah.
most hated player in the NHL
Yeah.
and be, a bastard out there. So he
Yeah.
said that your game allowed him to do that. But
Yeah.
he also said Norton was a true psychopath. Uh,
Uh,
so where do you think he's
yeah.
pulling that from?
I don't think I was a psychopath, but he was such a mouthpiece, man. Like he was fucking brutal, dude. Shane Doan was real. Like he's one of my good buddies out here. I mean, amazing, fucking another amazing person. And he was very religious
Right.
and big into his
Didn't cuss.
Christianity and stuff. But Aves would be all over him. Like I won't even say this. I won't even say the shit that he used to say to him. So he'd have the whole team going after him, and then I'd have to go out and fight Nazarov or Buckberger or whoever else it was. But that was. And listen, that's how he got in the league. If he didn't play like that because he was undersized, you know, and he was a hell of a player, dude. People don't realize that Sean Avery's a good fucking player, dude. Like very, very fucking skilled,
Right.
man. Like
Yep.
people really underestimate him. But yeah, in that book we were talking, so we went out. This is a quick story. Yeah, I can tell it. I'll tell it. We were out. My brother John, yeah, he was the head producer of UFC since like day one, like way back when they used to fight in gymnasiums, and so we went in, and
Oh wow.
Aaron Miller, Matthew Schneider, Avery, Matthias Nordstrom, few other guys went to a UFC fight the night before. This is when we were in Vegas, so we were playing the Avalanche in the preseason. The battle of I forgot what it was called, the Frozen Fury. I don't know what the heck it was called.
Oh, Frozen Fury. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it was
Yeah.
so much fun. It was so much fun. So we went out. We went
Oh yeah.
out with my
For the
brother.
fans too.
Yeah, we went to a UFC fight the night before. We got in there early. Went to a UFC fight, met all the fighters, and then we went out to the strip joint. So we're out at the strip joint, and someone charged someone fucking scam. Totally charged. I think they charged Avery's card like $15,000, and he got roofied, and he got fucking roofied.
Ooh,
So listen,
double
like you can
whammy.
say this. I was so pissed because I told him to make sure you mention this, and he didn't really get into it. So we're walking through MGM Grand, and I have Sean Avery over my shoulder, literally over my fucking shoulder, walking through, and we look over, and Andy Murray, John
Oh,
Van Boxmeer,
right.
and Harpo. We're sitting at a table having dinner, and I'm walking by with Sean Avery over my fucking shoulder. Like he got roofied. Like he officially got roofied. So I'm walking through, and Andy Murray's back was to us. And I look at John Van Boxmeer and I look at Harpo, and I'm like, Fuck, what do you want me to do? He's like, just go, just
Oh my
fucking walk,
gosh.
walk, walk. So I get him up to his room. He was fucking out of his fucking mind. And we have, every team has a security person that travels with you, like for if you get in trouble or get arrested or something stupid. But they end up taking care of it. But yeah, I walked right through MGM Grand with Sean Avery over my fucking shoulder. And if Andy Murray ever saw that,
Wow.
I don't know what would have happened. Because he was a nerd. Like he was just a complete hockey nerd. Great guy. I've seen him since I played with him, but if he had ever seen that, I'm telling you, man, it was yeah. But Abe's is awesome, dude. Abe's is fucking awesome, dude. He's got his podcast going. He's a fucking wild man. Not a big drinker, like this weed, like smoking weed, and but didn't
Right.
didn't didn't. Well, when he got traded to L.A. for like Matthew Schneider and I think Matthew Schneider would
Kuznetsov, I
draft.
think, was in that trade, or
Who was it?
I think Maxim Kuznetsov was one of
Yeah,
the guys in that
that might
trade.
have been it. Yeah, I remember the main part of the trade was Matthew Schneider and Aves. The
Right.
second he got into town, he's like, "Hey, where you live? Can I live with you?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course you can." So he moved in with me, and before he even got to L.A., he had two publicists. So he wanted to be, dude. He wanted the Hollywood thing, man. So we went out every fucking night. Not drinking every night, but we went out I was drinking every night, probably. Uh, but we'd go to all these Hollywood bars and all these Hollywood clubs. And I always tell the story like Justin
It's
Timberlake.
fun out here.
Yeah, and Justin Timberlake, like he'd be walking around the bar with a bottle of fucking like Jack Daniels, and we rip it out of his fucking hand and fucking pound it, and I know he's grown up since, but he was a young kid too. But and then Aves was fucking relentless, dude. He'd take all their girlfriends. Like he was unbelievable, man. Like he had some good game too. So he was. But we walk into those places like me, Sean, and Kip, or just me and Sean, and just take the fucking places over. Like we were so young and immature and just fucking idiots. But yeah, we went out every fucking night, dude. And at some point, I told Aves, I'm like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna get fucking cut. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna make practice one day, or Andy Murray's gonna find out, and I'm fucking done. So I kind of laid off a little bit, and then I met my wife and calmed down a little bit. But dude, he was relentless. He was relentless. Like oh, I mean, but he loved it. He was perfect in LA. And then then he got in a fight with our goalie coach, almost fisticuffs. And then he got traded to the Rangers, which is even a better city for him. You know what I mean? Like it's even a bigger city where he could fucking run amok. But yeah, he was just great, dude. He was great. Yeah. Hell of a player. I mean, won a cup. He won a cup in Detroit. I don't think he played a ton, but yeah, good player, man. Good player and a fucking beauty and a good friend.
Yeah.
He'll do anything for you. And Jesus Christ. And we had a kid from, you're not from Canada, so Our Lady Peace. Do you remember the band Our Lady Peace?
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. Like they're a big, like they open up for REM and Rush, and really, he's one of the.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, so Jeremy Taggart, they were filming or not filming, recording an album in L.A. So Jeremy Taggart lived with us. So it was a goddamn kook show at my house. It was unbelievable. We lived in Steve Shields, who was a goalie for the San Jose,
Right.
Anaheim. We lived in his place right on the Strand in Manhattan
Oh
Beach.
yeah.
I mean, like, unbelievable place. And it would be a party, I'm telling you, every freaking night, dude. I would have to lock my door some nights. And these guys would try to kick the door down, and all these girls, and it was unbelievable. It was the best time of my life. Best time of my life.
Yeah.
I just wish it out. I
Yeah. No,
wish,
it's
yeah, yeah, it was, and I could get into more stories, but it was, dude, it was eye opening. Like I came from Florida where it was more of a family. Like the teams are more of a family, and we lived in Boca Raton. I lived
Sure.
with my brother. And it was a lot of older team that had run their muck before, with different teams. Then I come to LA, and it was just like, holy shit, what am I? This couldn't be a worse fucking place for me. But it was awesome. I loved it. I loved it. And I
Yeah,
was always
that's a
honored. I
lot
was
of
always
guys'
honored to,
experience when they
yeah, I
come
was
out
always
here.
honored that I played with the Kings and played with Luke Robitaille and Ziggy Palffy, and it was unbelievable. I mean, I was so honored to be on that team. I lucked out. Like I said, when Aaron Miller got hurt, they signed me. Yeah, it was an experience, man. It was a fucking experience. And I've never played a
Yeah.
team. Well, Detroit was a little like that because Chelios was a fucking animal. He's a
Oh,
fucking
right.
rock star.
Right.
Rock star. He used to have this party every summer in Malibu. I don't know if he has it anymore, but oh my God, Eddie Vedder, Cuba Gooding Jr., Christy
Oh, I bet.
Brinkley,
Yeah.
like I mean, everybody. I'd walk in there and go, like, what am I doing here? Like, what am I doing at this party right now with all these? Because he was part of, like, I forgot all the names of the guys, but there was a bunch of actors that he would hang out with. Like John Cusack was one of them. But they were called like that, the Malibu Mafia. So they called him the Malibu Mafia, and they ran it, dude. They ran it like you wouldn't believe. And Chelly's a fucking animal, dude. He's a fucking animal. Like he had an apartment above Chelly's Chili Bar in Detroit. He'd either stay there or he'd go home, but he would fucking party, Coors Lights, like you wouldn't believe. And he would be at the rink. They had a bike for him in the sauna with the TV, so he could watch Sports Center or whatever, watch whatever he wants. He'd be there at like 5:30 in the morning riding the bike for fucking like 45 minutes. He was a fucking animal, fucking animal.
Yeah, that's what Avery was talking about in the book. He mentioned that a
Yeah.
lot, but
Oh,
it's different now. It's really like all the way you're describing,
yeah,
the NHL player of then
yeah,
and even the LA player, because
yeah,
that's how a lot of guys got into trouble was coming out to LA, and it's just too much
yes,
fun,
yeah,
too much distractions.
yeah,
I told you that I do real estate for some of the guys that come out here,
yeah,
and I always felt a little bit like with the younger players, I try to do my best to maybe
yeah,
put them somewhere where they're not
yeah.
not in the middle of maybe
But
getting in trouble. Like I feel a
right,
little
but it's
responsibility, but
right, but
it's a different hockey player now
yeah,
though.
and it's changed so much with social media and cell phones and the way these people. I mean, Sidney Crosby. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, he must just go to a game and just go right home. He must. I mean, back in
Right.
the day, like there was no cell phones, there was no
Right.
social media. Like we could do whatever the fuck we wanted, get in bar fights at Harry O's, fucking bring girls back to the fucking place, and there's nothing to worry about. I can't imagine. I almost feel bad for these kids, because they can't live the NHL life. Like, like they used to come out here and we would have a Coyotes against LA alumni game, just for fun. Like Luke Robitaille would set it up,
Mhm.
Wayne McBean would set it up, and we'd sit around and talk and have beers and talk about like, hey, where are all the fucking players tonight? They're back in their room playing fucking
Mhm.
video games. It's like, you out of your fucking mind? Video games. Yeah,
Oh,
but which
yeah.
I understand because
It's a
they get
different world now.
scrutinized. Yeah, you get scrutinized like that, and people have cell phones everywhere. Everything's on fucking film. There's cameras everywhere. I'm glad I played when I did.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I mean, I wish I played in the '80s, but I'm glad I played when I did before all this fucking social media. And listen, and it's what we're doing right now. But I mean, as a player, like they are, especially as a superstar, like Crosby and Kopitar
100%.
and McKinnon, all these, I could name a million of them, but they can't. They have to be so grown up. They can't be kids like they are. You know what I mean? Like these kids came in the league at 18 years old. And they can't even be kids. They got to be grown ups right away, which I don't. It sucks. I feel bad. I feel bad because I had so much fun, man. I had. It's not about partying. It's just about doing whatever the fuck you wanted to do. Nothing illegal, nothing like, getting arrested or doing stupid shit, but just being a fucking
Right.
kid again. Like, just being a kid. We're overpaid. We got more money than we know what to do with. Like, go have fucking fun. We
Yeah.
played
You made
naked.
it to the highest
Yeah.
level.
We played naked beach volleyball in Manhattan Beach and fucking, be doing keg stands and fucking like I can't imagine nowadays if those kids lived our off ice life like they do now, they'd be out of the league. They would. They'd be out of the league. Like
Oh
it would
yeah.
be,
Yeah.
So I always feel bad for them in that sense. But I mean, they're clearly making a lot more money than we did, so I don't feel bad. I don't feel that bad. But
Right.
yeah, and they're getting married younger now. These kids are 19 years old and they're married, and which I don't understand. I don't understand that,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm telling you,
It's totally different, but
but talk about skill wise. I mean, the game has changed like night and day.
yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about, kind of what your thoughts, because that's kind of that's the off ice component of being a hockey player, which has changed so much, like
Yeah,
you pointed out. But
right.
as a fan, like, what are your thoughts on kind of the new game, watching as a fan, like the modern product?
And listen, I'm here, like I'm doing this podcast, and I'm doing my podcast to promote the game because it's still, I mean, hands down, it's still the best. It's still the best sport in the world. Like I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm a huge baseball fan. I'm a huge football fan. But there's nothing like hockey. There is nothing like hockey. I mean, when do you get it? When can you drop your gloves and punch a kid in the face as hard as you can, 8, 9, 10 times, and get a 5-minute penalty? I used to talk with Shaquille O'Neal when I was with the Kings, when he was with the Lakers, and he was the best. Him and Rick Fox and these guys are fucking amazing. And he's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you guys are allowed to fight and you get to fucking play in the same game that you just got to fight in." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what we fucking do, dude." He's like, "I should have played hockey." And we just couldn't. We used to try to get him in to come out and skate with us, but we couldn't find any skates. I mean, his fucking feet were like size 24. But he used to watch. He
Oh
was
yeah,
very. He was really him and Jackson. Was it Jackson? Who was the coach? Who was the coach?
Phil Jackson.
Yeah, Phil Jackson. Oh, they were so supportive of our team and our sport and everything. They would come to games, and Shaq would be like, "Hey, can you slide me a couple tickets?" Like Shaquille O'Neal asking me for fucking tickets to my game. Like, yeah,
Wow.
I'll get you fucking anything you want. But they were so supportive, and they were just really good fucking humans. Rick Fox was amazing too. Kobe, I'm sorry to say it because he's not around anymore. He was a douchebag. But yeah, the game. I don't know, man. I'm not. I'm not. I call it the no hit league now. NHL no hit league. Just because there's no, there's no, there's no violence anymore. The only violence in the game now is just cheap shots and hits from behind and headshots, and like I played physical, but I would never try to hurt someone with a hit. You know what I mean? You want to eliminate them from the puck and get a good hit and let them know, hey, this is going to happen again. But you're never trying to like fucking hurt anybody. And Tim Hunt just said it perfect the other night. He's like, you know what? His team in Calgary, like they had a bunch of characters, but they didn't have character until they brought in some certain guys. So once they brought in certain
Hmm.
guys and then they had actual character, not just characters, their team changed and they ended up winning the
Yeah.
cup. You know what I mean? But I don't. There's just no consequences anymore. You know what I mean? Like there's no
Yeah.
consequences where someone goes after Crosby or someone goes after McKinnon or Malkin or any of these guys. And there's no consequences anymore. You know what I mean? Those guys should be protected. I know they're part of the game and it's a free for all, I guess. Probably the wrong word to use, but we never did that. He never did that. Like back in the day, no one went after Mario Lemieux. He can fucking hit him. He can do stuff. But now, like, there's cheap
Right.
shots and there's nothing. There's no consequences anymore. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I
Yeah.
miss. I miss the violence of hockey, like it used to be. That's the only thing I'll say. I mean, the skill is through
Yeah.
the roof. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, these kids are so fucking skilled. It's sick, and it's a better
Mhm.
TV game, and it's a better for at least the American audience. It's way better. Because I don't know why people in the American audience didn't want fighting and they wanted to get rid of it, which is so fucking stupid. But like that fight the other night with
Yeah. I
Rivas
mean,
and
is that even the case though, or is that just like I don't know. Did they though? Because I personally don't even know any. Well, maybe some of these newer hockey fans, but
yeah,
I don't know any real hockey fans who are for getting rid of
yeah,
the old school element to the game and fighting and
right,
stuff. Like I don't. It's the newbies who want to
yeah.
cancel everyone over
It's
everything and
yeah,
start
it's
crying the second a guy's gloves come off. Like,
right, right. And they think it's all staged. It's like you know what I always say this. Mike
mhm,
Tyson's famous quote was like, "Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the fucking face." You know,
right?
and there's not a lot of that anymore. Like that Rivas fight the other night was unbelievable. Like that's hockey, man. That's whether that
Yeah,
was I'm sure they kind of agreed to it before, and because nothing really happened until the fight.
yeah.
They just said,
It-
"Hey, let's fucking
you know
fight."
what's funny? You know what's funny about that too, Brad, is I have I'm in LA. It's not a
Yeah,
huge hockey place, but
right,
I have some of my friends who barely know what a hockey puck is, who
yeah,
are sending me the clip of the Ryan Reeves fight.
right.
So
That was
I mean,
amazing.
there people love it. I think that might have been the element that really drew me and my older brother to the game of hockey was seeing the
Yeah,
fights on TV. I think that was
right.
subconsciously kind of what drew us in, but
Yeah,
it's just so different now. Like from a fan's perspective, uh, I never missed an LA Kings game growing up.
yeah.
Uh,
That's
and
awesome.
even during the lean years, it was always like, well, what's Avery gonna do tonight? Even if the
Yeah,
team's getting pumped, what's Avery
right.
gonna do? Who's
What's
Flynn gonna go
yeah?
with?
What's Matt? Yeah,
But
like what?
now it's
What is
like if
Matt
the
Johnson
team's
gonna
not
do?
doing,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
oh
There's
yeah,
no.
that was another
And the thing
deal. But
about it,
but
it's
now
not
that's kind of gone away. It's
right.
like
And the thing
if the
about
game's
it's
bad,
yeah,
then nothing's gonna happen.
and it's not just this is my opinion. It's not just the fights. It's we used to police ourselves. You know what I mean? We used to police ourselves. If you were gonna fuck
Totally.
around with Ziggy Palffy or Luke Robitaille or I didn't play with Kobe, but like there was consequences. There was consequence. I didn't give a fuck who you were. If you're gonna go after Luke Robitaille, I'm gonna fucking grab you and fucking pound your fucking head in. And now there is none of that. There isn't. There isn't. And it's
Yeah.
not about the heavyweights. It's no there's no more heavyweights anymore. It's not about that. It's the Sean Averys and the fuck dude. I mean the Ian LaPerriere's and the guys would fight because
Mhm.
there was a reason to fucking fight. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna fuck around with our guys, we're gonna fucking grab you, we're gonna fucking pound your fucking head in. But now there's no. I think it's lost the violence that hockey is known for. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about hit from behind
Oh, 100%.
or fucking headshots or because there's a lot more of that going on now than there was when I was playing. There's a lot more suspensions now than there was when I was playing. I'll tell you right now. There's a lot more fines being thrown out there than there was when I played.
Dang, guys. So apparently we had some technical difficulties in the last 5 minutes or so. The podcast got cut. Thankfully, it was just the last 5 minutes. We were pretty much wrapping up the podcast, and we were talking about Brad Norton's new podcast he's launching, Out of the Box. He gave me a little preview of some of the guests they're going to have on. It's going to be awesome. If you guys aren't entertained by this podcast and our conversation, I don't know what to tell you. Uh, they have a ton of great stories on there, and yeah, it was super awesome to have Brad Norton on. He came from a LA Kings team in an era where I personally felt like that might have been the most exciting kind of period for hockey. There was just a little bit of everything in that time period, and I think he did a great job kind of giving some stories and elaborating on that. But definitely go check out his podcast, Out of the Box. At the time of this recording, they've dropped a couple episodes. One of them with Tim Hunter, who's an NHL legend. Just great stories from all the guys. So, yeah, go check out Out of the Box. Shout out to Brad Norton. Thank you so much for jumping on.